Flood, Controlling Your Inner Toastmaster, with Daniel Flood, Controlling Your Inner Toastmaster.
7.5 minutes.
Oh.
As regulation requires.
7.5 minutes for his speech. Daniel Flood.
Squirrel Nutkin, having climbed up my calf, was in a beautiful arc through the sky, and he landed in the middle of Lithia Park's upper duck pond. It was then I realized he was probably just trying to find a nut. And as I looked down, I noticed he probably had. You see, the only thing that I had on was my beloved club's banner. About 5 o'clock in the morning in Lithia Park. Just me and the squirrel. And I looked down and realized that wasn't the only thing I had on. I had on a freshly tattooed best speaker ribbon across my chest. The only thing that went through my brain at that time was, wow, what a great speech this will make. Madam Toastmaster, potential victims and guests. Not long after that, it occurred to me that my inner Toastmaster was out of control. This is my story, and it happened to me, and it can happen to you because you're in exactly the same spot I was in. When I finished my Competent Communicator Manual, also known as the CC Manual for our guests, I had such confidence, such bravado, I was just oozing with something that I could talk about anything, anytime, anywhere. I made over 1,200 speeches in 6 months. The only friend I had left tasered me, stuffed me in his trunk, and took me to his neurologist. The neurologist was a kindly old German doctor. And while I was strapped to his chair, he picked a sleeping cat up off of his desk and set it on my head. Don't get him. The cat exploded in rage and fury and went straight up, hit the ceiling tiles, clawed its way through, and went somewhere into the ventilation system. I said, "What was that?" He says, "That was my cat scan." "My cat thinks you're very sick." "I'd like a second opinion. I think you're very sick too." "What have I got?" He says, "Oh, you have a very special case. When you speak for so long, so many times, with such confidence, you stimulate the speech center of the brain to emit a powerful, long-lasting natural steroid called dum-dum-dum, Toastmasterone." I said, "Is there a cure?" He said, "No, there's no cure, but there's an antidote." I made it myself. It's very good. You see, it's the same thing that happens to women when they speak for so long. It's called testosterone. And it is the natural antidote to testosterone. Available at a very convenient patch. When you take a little Toastmaster and a little testosterone, you put them in the Petri dish, they go at each other. Like matter and antimatter, they annihilate each other! Rather like talking to my ex-wife and trying to win an argument. He says, exactly! It leaves you speechless! Later that day, I went out into the world trying to figure out what I was doing. I had lost weight, gained strength. I was a man's man. I was very dark. Should be bigger. Much bigger. You see, I had become such a confident man that I could speak on romance all day long. I became the public speaking love god. It was amazing. Good Housekeeping did an entire article on me, including 5-minute desserts fast. The joy of Toastmasters. It was great. But then my body kept building and making more bulk. I lost all of my clothes because they got too small. I decided to send Marvel Comics an idea. Very good. We're going to have to do something about it.
Posters.
Yeah, probably. This is going to be longer, but it's going to be fun. I sent them a portfolio of myself as my childhood idol, King Conan the Barbarian. Only in his later years as the wise Conan the Communicator, also known as CC. They turned me down, they said I looked too good. I needed to talk all the time. I needed to speak to someone all the time. There were no friends left. I started talking to Siri, and Siri finally said, "I'm sorry, Daniel, I can't talk to you right now. Please don't try again later." That one felt loud. I started going out into the public, providing desperately needed evaluations to people that didn't even know they needed them. On topics of how to lose weight, how to smell better, how to have good taste. Did you know that there are 5 distinctive flavors of pepper spray and I'm immune to all of them now? The court-appointed neurologist said to the judge, "There's only 2 ways that we can deal with this problem. One is to stop speaking for 6 months, and the other is to wear my patented estrogen patch." So, Toastmasters, I appeal to you, if you find that you are speaking too much, too long, and you can't control it, take a step back. Deep breath, relax, and let your hormone levels balance. That way, you won't have to answer the knock at the door when your probation officer is standing there saying, "Have you been doing any public speaking?" You can say, "No, officer, no, really, I've just been going to Toastmasters, you see. I'm on the patch."